Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my Road to Chess Mastery. I have 3 games here for you. I know I've been gone for a while, but I've been playing a lot of tournaments in that time, over the board classical tournaments with an hour time control. So let's just jump right into the games. This is my first game against Vrishab. Very strong player. I think he's around 1400 at the moment. The official USCF listings haven't come out yet, but still. I opened with d4. They played d5, c4, c6. This is a Slav. Um, the main ideas of the Slav is basically you're going to put a knight here, and you might try to push here. But basically, you want to decline this gambit without cutting out your light squared bishop. So I played knight c3. I'm putting more pressure on the center, and also I really want them to take this, so I can play e4. They played bishop f5. Why is this a bad move? I want them to take and play e4, right? So now, if you ever take e4, this comes with a tempo on the bishop, and this opens up this, so I can just take that. It also weakens this pawn, so I can play queen b6, which I didn't do, sadly. I played cx d5. You may wonder why I didn't do this. Well, I was thinking, okay, after I take, I can play this anyway. So why wouldn't I trade off this if I'm going to be up a pawn anyway? Trade off material if you're going to be up material. So that's what I did. They went queen d7, which is a blunder. Apparently the best move is knight c6. And I think the idea is basically, if I take and then go here, their idea is they're going to take this back. It's still equal. I mean, his position is still very tough. You know, it's after a couple moves, 0.5, around that area. But basically, the idea is if knight c6, if I take there, they will take back. And then if I play this, you now have time to consolidate, basically. But they didn't play that. They played queen d7. This is a blunder. Apparently, I should have played e4, but I mean, that's just unnatural. Like, why is this good? Say we go here, dx e4. You can pin this. So, here's the only option, otherwise you lose your queen, and you're losing a knight this way. You just develop, you lose your knight. Just over. Which I missed. Sadly, I'm not perfect. So I just took here. But this is, I mean, this is brilliant. I mean, stockfish is stockfish. They took, they didn't take, which they probably should have. Why is taking better than playing e6? I mean, you're gonna lose this anyway. May as well get this out. Taking is better because it forces my knight here, which then it's a target. So you gain a tempo. You don't get that here. You just your queen taken. Knight takes, and then I play e4. Obviously, this is why putting the bishop here was bad. Because I get this big center, and your bishop is just a target on that square. Now, here I made another inaccuracy. It doesn't say it's an inaccuracy because it's like third best engine move, but whatever. Bishop f4. I should have went h4. H4, h5, and this position is just you're putting a lot of pressure on the black pieces. After a couple of moves, the engine says that this is about the same, but h4 to start some kind of attack, maybe get a knight on g5 is probably the better idea. They played bishop b4. They're pinning my knight to my king, and they're developing their bishop. Pretty simple move. I played f3, because there was also a threat with this move. Sorry, I'm really stupid today. There's also a threat with this move. They're threatening to take, and win this pawn. So material would be equal. So I played f3. I probably should have played bishop d3, but it's about the same. They played rook c8. They wanted to put pressure on my knight, so now it's takes, and winning a pawn this way is the threat. So I put my knight on e2, obviously. They developed their knight to e7, that's a fine move, but it runs into a3. If you take, it's not great for you because you just lost the bishop pair. You just lost the bishop pair. This is your only idea. This is your only pawn break in the position, really. If you play something like this to go here, it's not great. This position is very clearly winning for the white pieces. It says it's +2, and white's up a pawn. So, yeah. But they went back, which is the best move. And then you have to go b4. b4 is the idea. They go back, and then you play knight to b5. Knight to b5 threatens this fork, which would also put pressure on this pawn. So, a kind of triple fork. Now, the only move here is to castle. It's the only move in the position. And then I played knight to d6, attacking this rook. And also, my knight is extremely strong here. If you go rook here, you lose this pawn. I can just get back easily. Takes. Yeah. Position's pretty good. They played rook b8. I don't know why you wouldn't go up. But I guess they were nervous the rook would be a target. So, like, maybe I could play a move like this, takes, but I mean, that's actually just bad for white. So I think he was seeing ghosts here. So he played rook b8. He just defended this pawn this way, even though it runs into the same thing. I played rook c1. You stepped off the open file, so I'm going to take the open file. Pretty simple idea. Now you can't put a rook on this square, so you physically cannot fight for this file. That's why you had to play rook here. Rook here is better. Knight c6. And here I missed an idea. I played rook c4, which I'm still winning. It's only +1. That's pretty much just you're up a pawn. The idea here is actually to take this pawn. Take this pawn, rook takes, and then you can take this. So look, here, here, here. That's the idea. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I played rook c4, which is, I'm still winning, but it's not as good. And here I should have just brought my bishop back, but instead I went d5. Thinking, oh, well, it just takes, I'm winning a pawn. What? You're stupid. And, I mean, they were stupid. They played a stupid move. Here, they should have just took back, but instead they went knight e5. And here I can kind of half sack my rook with c7! What does this move do? Well, you can't put a rook here. It's actually what you should do. But you can't put a rook here. When I blocks the square, if you take, I'm winning a bishop. If you take this, I take your rook. Make a queen here. And then I take this. So, played rook bc8. Sacking his rook, so I wouldn't promote a queen. And there wouldn't be, ideas over here. He took my rook. I took his bishop, which is a mistake because I can play here and then promote and get a rook. But I decided to just simplify it like this. Takes. This is a mistake because you should just be taking with this to block this square. And then I took the free pawn on f4. They took my free pawn on a3, and I played knight d5. This has two ideas. One, I'm threatening this pawn. Two, I'm threatening this to promote and win a rook. They defended neither of those. I got this here, promoted a queen. Why didn't they go here? I don't know. This just looks so natural. But they played king h8, c8, queen. They lost the rook. Takes. I decided to take this pawn. They took again. I took with the g pawn. They checked. I went to f2, and then they took that pawn. Okay. This is a winning endgame. They have the pass pawn. I have a 2-on-2, but I'm up a rook. So how do you convert this? Well, obviously, you trade down the minor pieces, trade off these pawns, and then you're completely winning. You just win this pawn. So, bishop h3, check, king g3. They win h6 because you have to, make a loft for your king. Otherwise, there'll be moves like this here. Checkmate. h5 was better though. I went here. The simple idea: I'm attacking the pawn. You defend. I go rook d1. What's the idea behind rook d1? I don't know why I didn't go rook c1, but the idea is check, basically. Or I plan to go here, which I could have done anyway. Interesting little thing. So, 97. But I think I played that because I wanted to get a rook onto the 7th rank, pressure everything. 97, 96, that's good. You're not trading the pieces. I took the free pawn. Apparently, it was better to sack my knight and get this trade. I'm not Stockfish. I took the free pawn. Bishop e4 takes. Oh, by the way, you have to take. If you go back, it's the forced trade, and your king is open. So take here, push, king g6. You cut the king off so that it cannot touch your now passed pawn, which is the big thing with bishop e4. They played check. I should have went to g4, but I didn't. Said I went to f4. Was attacking the knight. Knight went back, h4, and then 96 check. I played king g4, check, king g3. Now the king is very weak to mate 9. Knight f8 check. King has to go here as no other squares because it's being cut off by the rook. Now I push. Knight goes back, defending the square, and then you play rook f7. What are you threatening here? If this pawn pushes, you play checkmate. Simple as that. So you need to shuffle this knight, basically. They played this. Here I got a little bit cocky. I went, well, I don't need to checkmate immediately. I want a queen before I checkmate you. So, they pushed again. I made a queen. They took, when I went here, not even taking back. It's a mate 2 either way. And here my opponent resigned. It was just like, I don't want to get bullied anymore. I'm done. GG. That was the end of the game. The stats for that game were 93% accuracy, 22 average centi pawn loss, 2 mistakes, 2 inaccuracies. My opponent made 4 inaccuracies, 2 mistakes, 2 blunders, 86% accuracy, and 43 average centi pawn loss. For a classical game against a 1450, that's not bad. Okay. All right. We have another here. We have another here game for you. I played the black pieces with this one, and this was my highest rated over the board win ever. Highest rated draw was 1700, but you don't need to see that game. It was boring. They played d4. I played the Carl Khan. They went knight c3. I played d5. Knight f3. And then bishop g4. Pinning this knight to the queen. I would like to take. That's the threat. So they took. I took back. Then they played bishop b5. I went knight c6. Just blocking the check. Obviously, queen here is stupid. Bishop here, you lose the pin, and it's a waste of time. So d4, knight f6, h3, takes, takes, queen d6. What was the idea behind queen d6? The idea was pretty much I want to take this back with a queen. And I want to play here. That was the idea. But they found this great move, bishop f4. I played queen e6 check. Because I just wanted to, that was my idea. So went here, bishop e5, a6 takes, queen takes, castles. Okay, so now I'm losing, but I'm not down any material. It's only, pressure. So trade off the material. Queen slides over to b3, and then we go e6. What are we trying to do? Well, we want to develop this bishop. Trade off this really powerful bishop sitting in the center of the board. They went c4. I went bishop e7. This is bad because of d5. But the idea behind this move is you sacrifice the pawn. This bishop becomes a target and it opens the g file. So, but they didn't realize how bad that g file opening was. You notice the evaluation plummets +2 to +1. I play rook g8. They play d5. What's the idea behind d5? Well, you can't take my bishop because your queen is hanging. How do you defend a piece? If you can't defend a piece, what should you do? Attack a different piece or move the piece. So they attacked my queen. But just ext5. And they realize, oh crap. If they go here, they can just take. Well, I gotta get my bishop out of it. Excuse me? I gotta get my bishop out. What the frick? Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna take. Yep. Okay. Bishop goes back. I took on c4. I'm attacking the queen. Queen has to slide over. Now I played e3. What does that move do? You just lose the pawn. I'm threatening checkmate. Bozo. Stupid. So you have to defend that. How do you defend that? Bishop g3. It's a good move. It's a good defense. I took the xf2. And then they played king h2. Why did they play king h2? Well, I think they didn't like something with the bishop coming here, pinning this. So they were like, well, I'm not going to lose my rook, obviously. And you can't play bishop takes because you get checkmated. So, they didn't take back. I played bishop e6. And now they take because they were just thinking, like, they're flustered. They're losing to someone 500 to 600 points lower than them. And they realize this position is like, oh, okay, well, I just moved my king. So why don't I take this pawn now? There's no threat. There is a threat, though. Bishop takes. g3. Supported by the rook. This is a fork. And it's check. So they opted for queen x g3 because if you just go back, takes here, it's mate in a few moves. Queen x g3, rook x g3, king x g3. So now I played long castles. Okay, what's the idea behind this move? I'm just getting my king out of the center. I want to get off of these open lines so these rooks can't be problems. I'm also sacking this pawn. So if you take, so that's 2 pawn sacks this game. If you take, I go here. And that's exactly what they do. And here they resign. um, I mean, that was like awful game. You know, I'm losing out of the opening. I completely misplayed it with Queen D6, which is just such a stupid move. Stupid, stupid move. And then Queen E6. I really should have just gone back. I mean, this is probably better anyway. But I managed to find a few key ideas. Position doesn't look so bad anymore. Managed to find this Bishop E7 idea, which is an inaccuracy. I would say it's an interesting move. Sacrificing the pawn and opening the G file. And I imagine this just flustered my opponent because I'm only rated 1,000 over the board right now. So my opponent's just like, oh crap, what? D5. I wanted to play that, right? EX D5. Well, my bishop is under attack. If I take again, the queen just takes, and position's not so good. I'll just move my bishop back. Okay, I'll just take the next pawn, attacking your queen. Oh, well, I gotta move my queen. Where should I move it to? If I go back, I mean, that's just stupid, right? Why would I retreat it to the home square if there's only really two squares? This was probably better, by the way, so I don't have this idea. E3. I'm threatening checkmate, threatening this pawn. You have to defend checkmate. If you take, you're stupid, you get checkmated. Well, I'll just play bishop g3. I'm probably okay. Oh, crap. They can take with check. Well, I don't want to lose my rook, so I'll move my king. But bishop d6. Bishop d6 is a blunder, by the way, because oh no. That line is winning, and then this is a blunder too. You're supposed to play queen e3 check. Then after this whole line, it's only -1 point. But obviously, no. I mean, like, he's flustered. 1,600 losing to someone 600 points lower than him. So I just took on g3. Takes. Here, sacked another pawn. And then he lost his rook. That was a pretty simple game. I'm just kidding. That was not at all simple. 2 pawn sacks where the only reason I'm winning is because of positional and long-term attacking ideas. Not long-term. Yeah, why did I say long-term? The only reason I'm winning is because of positional and attacking ideas. My bishop comes alive. My rook comes alive. I don't need the castle. Yeah, game ended like that. That's my highest rated win ever. Over the board. I've beaten like 2,000s online, but whatever. Okay. This is a game against Pei Hing. Um, yep, I just went d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3. What's the idea behind knight c3? You develop a knight, put pressure on the center. You're also defending the e4 square. Knight f6, bishop f4, c5. What's c5 do? Well, you're putting pressure on the center. Wow. This is called the Albin counter gambit, I think. I decided to opt for takes. Apparently, I think knight takes is better. I think knight takes is slightly less dubious. Yeah, so. But they played EXD5. That's very natural. I played knight f3, knight c6, e3, pushes a3. Why did I play a3? I didn't want a bishop or a knight here. So I played queen b6. That makes sense. This pawn's pretty weak. I played queen c2. Why is queen c2 better? Why is queen c1 better, for example? Bishop f5. Now you might be saying, well, wait, that's a free bishop. It's not. Takes. You can't defend the knight. You're down a pawn. Literally, the best move here is to take and lose the rook. And then somehow magically here, it's not so bad, I guess. I don't know. But they missed. They missed it. But then immediately after I saw it, I was like, oh crap. Well, I gotta move my queen back. I don't want to be hit with that again. They castle. Obviously, I mean, it's a simple move. I just wasted 2 turns in the openings to just consolidate. They played bishop f5 anyway. Castles. a5. Bishop d1. Bishop d3. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, also, you might be wondering, why did I play bishop d1? The knight was threatening to go here and fork my pieces, so I defended the threat. I think it was the best way to defend it. Bishop d3, rook e1, knight h5. Why is knight h5 bad? This knight defended this. So obviously you just take. The knight has no purpose really on c3. Queen has to go back to that square because I'm attacking the bishop. I'm threatening to take with check. I mean, this position is just terrible for white now. So I took, obviously. And I tried to trade off their bishop. They took. I took, attacking their queen. They played queen d6. I took. They took. I attacked their pawn. They took this. Somehow in a classical game, I missed the free knight. Maybe I was scared of something like d2. I don't know. But I took queen x d3. Just a blunder because it's not a free knight. They jumped their knight back. I should have played d5, which makes sense. I mean, that's a pass pawn. I should just be pushing it. I tried to trade off the queens, though. Queen went back. Now this position is losing. But only if I find d5, queen x a1, rook x a1. By the way, why do you have to sack this? Well, let's say you just moved your knight back. Hypothetically. Well, that would be taken. What if you just go here? Checkmate. Takes. Takes. So, but sadly, I missed d5. Rook a to d1, b5. Now I see d5. And funnily enough, knight b8 is exactly how the game ends. Instead, you had to go here. Takes, takes, takes. Well, actually, you can't take this. Because I would lose the game. Something interesting. Yeah. Knight b8, e8, rook c8, rook c8, rook x e8, checkmate. That's how the game ended. You blundered a mate in 2 over the board. That's crazy. To be fair, this opponent was only 1129. Not the strongest opponent I faced, but yeah. And I believe after these games, my current rating is 1240, and after the last tournament, I should be jumping up to 1300, 1340. So that'll be nice. I'll be playing better players, hopefully. Though it seems like these tournaments are more based on score, so long as I keep performing well. But I should be out of the under 1450 category very soon. I mean, I'm just crushing in these over the board tournaments, which is ironic because my online chess elo is plummeting at the moment. Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming to my road to chess mastery. I'll see you around. Bye.